Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Chris McGee, Derek Fisher, James Worthy, Mike Trudell's out in OKC. The Lakers are now down 2-0 to the Thunder as they come back home Saturday for Game 3. And so many attributes, James and Fish, and we talked a lot about them in the pregame show, make this OKC Thunder team a championship team. Tonight it was their depth. The bench scored 48 points. They hit 9 threes. The Lakers were up 69-64 with just over 8 minutes left in the third quarter, playing some really good basketball. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander goes to the bench with 4 fouls. OKC goes on a 29-11 run. The Lakers in that third quarter, just 7 field goals made, 8 turnovers. Mitchell, Wallace, McCain, Williams, all those guys making huge contributions. Hartenstein had a great game. The Lakers' fight was there, James. The battle was there, just not enough to steal this one on the road.
Gita, the things you just mentioned are the characteristics of a championship team. You know, they don't rely on any one player, even though they have mega stars on the team. They don't rely on them to win basketball games. They rely on them to, you know, support the win and help dominate in some cases. And if you look at what they were able to do with Shai in foul trouble, you know, Wallace, the guys you mentioned, McCain coming in, you know, Holmgren doing his thing, Ian Hartenstein at times with his little floaters, they just continued to play the game. So, and the Lakers just didn't have enough runs. Oklahoma had a lot of runs in their tank, and every time the Lakers seemed to make a push, Oklahoma was right there. We just couldn't knock down shots again. You know, the inability to, you know, make buckets, timely buckets when we needed to, just wasn't available tonight. And they, you know, they have guys that just plug in and get the job done, whereas our bench, you know, effort was there, but just can't compete with the bench of the Thunder. So a lot of positives to pull away. You know, you want to win your home games, but when you don't have home court advantage, you got to win one on the road. So things are still possible. You'll go away, you go home, try to get a game at home.
Yeah, I mean, the outcomes are the outcomes. I mean, the number 1 team in the league, number 1 seed in the West, best defensive team in the league. They're supposed to protect their home court by the math. So it's not really the end of the world that they won 2 games at home. In a playoff series, it's like you're trying to find the right recipe to win one game that then allows you to start to feel like, okay, we have the right combination of things that will allow us to beat this team a second time. And then you build from there. And so there were more things tonight that were moving towards a better recipe that you can hopefully bring back to LA as you prepare for Game 3. But the biggest piece of it is eliminating the unforced errors. There were some possessions tonight where just
careless,
a bad decision with the basketball, not just because of Oklahoma City's defensive pressure, but just a poor decision with the basketball that also led to points given up off of those turnovers. And those are ones you just can't have. I mean, you're playing the champ. You have to knock the champ out. You're not going to win a decision. It can't be a 50-50 type of battle. You have to knock them out. And so far, they haven't gotten close enough to doing that.
Turning the ball over. We talked about this every single game in the Houston series. This was going to be key for this Laker team. 21 of those tonight, James, that led to 26 points for OKC. And as Fish mentioned, I think he put it perfectly, a lot of these were just ill-timed, for sure, but just bad decisions, right? And that's where Oklahoma City will suffocate you and separate even more. So all that fight that you had to get back in the game, cut it to 5. Now it's back to 12.
Yeah, and it happens quickly with Oklahoma because they can hit you from all different areas. Possession of the basketball is critical, particularly in a series with Oklahoma, because you have to take care of the basketball in order to, you know, at least make the defense work a little bit, Geeter. When you turn it over, things happen quickly, momentum changes, and then before you know it, you're down 5. Next thing you know, you're down 12 or 15. So possession of the basketball is huge. I know that the Lakers are trying to take advantage of situations, maybe try to get, situations before the defense gets set. But they have to be aware of the basketball and not turn it over, because you just can't do it with any team, but particularly you can't do it against Oklahoma, who seems to benefit just about off every turnover that you make.
Yeah, and I think the other part, you know, we used to battle against the San Antonio Spurs often, and we'd feel at times like they were getting the benefit of the doubt of the whistle, right? Like the way they played defense, maybe they were smart, that, you know, their hands would be in there, but then maybe they pulled their hands out at the right time, whatever it was. And we had to learn the energy wasted on the referees, the complaining, the talking, getting into back and forths, et cetera, was just energy that didn't go into, like, what do we need to do this next possession to be successful? And that's one thing that the Lakers, I think, can kind of put away coming into Game 3. Like, don't even say anything to an official.
Yeah.
Bad call, bad whistle, should have gone the other way. Either the coaching staff is going to challenge it or not, but just get ready for the next possession. And then that energy that you're conserving and saving can then go into, like, not turning the ball over 3 or 4 possessions later, making clearer decisions with the ball, because you're not allowing your frustration and your energy to build up a certain way.
Let's talk OKC. I think the Lakers are doing about as good a job as you can on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the MVP. Yeah, he had 22 tonight. He had 13 after 3. He was only 7 of 13. He got to the line 9 times. He made 7 of them. He's going to get to the free throw line. He's going to get calls. But it was the balance of this team led by Chet with his 22, A.J. Mitchell 20, Jared McCain again with 18, Kason Wallace 12, and Isaiah Hartenstein was 5 for 6 for 10 points. A.J. Mitchell, guys, was fantastic. 20 points, 7 of 12, got to the line 7 times, and really navigated and ran this team when SGA was out for those 8 minutes. Jared McCain is now 8 for 10 on the series from 3, and the confidence is absolutely through the roof. Those two guys kind of led the way, James.
Yeah, who's remind you of? Remind you of one of those dynasty teams that this guy played on, where they could hit you with Shaw, Fish, you know, Lamar Odom, Robert Horry. And we're not even talking about Kobe and Shaq yet. So Oklahoma is setting the tone for what teams better start looking like. Okay, you better start looking at the variety, not depending on one player. Guys coming off the bench who could, you know, pretty much be all-stars or potentially start other places. They're setting the tone for what an NBA team is going to have to look like in the future if you want to win. And so, you know, you have to be patient. You have to be, you know, able to control your emotions, like Fish said, and a lot of variables go into a game when you playing a team like Oklahoma, because you can't just concentrate on 2 or 3 players. You got to concentrate on a system, and they just plug in players and they just come in and they just knock you out, and ready to do it quickly too.
Yeah, I mean, James is right. You think about the 2 teams that played in the NBA Finals, last season, Indiana Pacers, Oklahoma City Thunder. 2 teams that play a very, very balanced style of basketball. Their best players, yes, they're statistically impactful, but the ball moves around with a lot of freedom. And a number of players, multiple players, feel free to be who they are and play their game. The Lakers have a similar space. You can tell, like, Austin Reaves feel comfortable. Rui, obviously when Luka's in the lineup. LeBron's offensive production. Luke Kennard. But there's just a consistency in the energy that OKC brings in terms of multiple guys trusting their shot, trusting going out to make plays. And look, you tip your cap. They won their 2 games at home. Another game tonight where you're up 5 in the third quarter this time. The first game, you were down by 4 with 6:40 to go in the third. Tonight, you're up by 5 before the run happens in the third quarter. So again, your recipe, you're mixing some things in and out, and you got a little closer tonight to it being a good dish, but you have to add it up some more and figure out a way to win Game 3.
All right, guys, we talked about that bench scoring as I show you what this OKC team did tonight. Here are the numbers. In Game 1, 34 points. In Game 2, 48 points. You see the field goal percentage, a ridiculous 55%. And look at the 3-point field goals. 8 for 17, 9 for 19. 17 for 36 in this series so far. That, my friends, is a huge, huge difference, James.
Yeah, the value of the three ball, Geeter. I mean,
but you're getting it from
8 for 17,
all
9
the bench
for
guys.
19.
I mean, that's the bench.
And not only that, Geeter, they're moving the basketball. Look at that, 10 assists, 12 assists. So they're not just like, coming in, shooting a lot of shots. They're continuing to play Oklahoma basketball. They're passing, they're moving, they're making the defense work. It's the same, as the starters. So, good team.
All right, guys, time to hear from Coach JJ Redick, brought to you by your Toyota dealers.
Austin Reaves recognized it. Nice deuce.
All right, LeBron James with Mike Trudell.
Multiple times, LeBron, they went on runs, and you guys were able to counter and just be resilient and hang in. I think 3 different 7-0 runs. Where has that come from this team all year, and where did you feel like in the fourth when you tried to go to it? What was OKC able to do?
We played well in spurts. We had some really good minutes up and obviously through 3. We was able to take a 5-point lead in the third quarter, and then they made a run, obviously. In the fourth quarter, they kept scoring. They were really good, but exploiting matchups and things of that nature. But we had a good game plan. We tried to execute that as close to 48 minutes. I just didn't get it done.
Them forcing turnovers is what they do better than anybody. You guys know you have to not turn the ball over. When a team is that good at it, what is it? Just you have to be that much sharper, and then how does that play out in these first 2 games?
I don't know. We've had opportunities. I think offensively we've had some really good looks. Some of them haven't went down, gotten to the paint. We've had some turnovers. Today it wasn't that many where it was like careless turnovers. Some of them was being aggressive, and be okay with that.
When we spoke to JJ post-game, he was pretty irate about the officiating. We saw you have some discourse with the refs as the game went on. How do you feel like the officiating was a factor in those runs that they were able to put together, trying to really put together?
We're down 2-0.
JJ said that of all superstars that you have the worst whistle that he's ever seen. Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
When you were talking about that run in the third quarter, SGA goes out with his 4th foul, 10:50 left. You guys are up 5. And then, I guess, without SGA on the floor, the MVP, they go on that big run. Why has the non-SGA minutes in this series so far not gone the way you guys want?
Are they not good when he's not on the floor?
Yeah, you guys are minus 12.
No, I'm saying, are they not still good when he's not on the floor?
They're better than when he's on there.
So they're just doing what they've been doing, right?
But what are your conversations like? You one of the stars of this league. When you talk to referees, with the conversation back with you, entertain, anything at all that, and you satisfied with their answers?
No.
Was you happy?
Yeah.
You guys obviously are down 2-0 here. Did some things really well in these 2 games. What are the things that you think you can build on? Where are the biggest areas you think that there's real room to make up?
I think tonight, we did a good job with our first defense. We got a clean glass. We got to do a better job. We let Chet get some offensive rebounds and some putbacks, either get to the free throw line or get some putbacks. Versus a team like that, you can't, give up second chance points. We did a great job in the Houston series of, as the series went on, of being better at that. So we got to do a better job of hitting, and not allowing them to get second chance points. We're able to hold a team like that to a first stop. I think we can get better at that.
Are those baskets, especially when you're playing a team where you have to be so close to perfect, are those extra deflating, the game plan?
Yeah, they can be. It all depends when it happens, at what point in the game it happens. So they can be.
What did you see from Austin? He had a playoff career high. I know the game doesn't go in your guys' favor, but him getting in a role offensively, what were you saying from him?
Austin being Austin.
All right, time now for Fish's Focus. What are you breaking down here, Fish?
Well, one of the reasons that NBA teams get to the wall on this one, Geets.
Yes, sir.
Even in the air, we're going to get to the wall and break it down. The reason why NBA teams do not like putting 2 guys on one person is because the other 4 guys are really good. And when you see the Lakers commit bodies to SGA, as you freeze here, look at all the guys, 2 on the ball. So now it's 4 blue jerseys against 3 Lakers on the backside. Ball comes out to Mitchell. DeAndre should already be on the move. You see LeBron pointing. just a little bit late in the rotation. It's always going to be tough for centers to do that in rotation defensively. Holmgren knocks down the 3. Now early, 2 on the ball, Rui and Marcus. So now it's 4 blue against 3 gold. Austin's communicating, looking away, but the ball comes out here to A.J. Mitchell. 1 more to the corner. These are the hardest closeouts in the league. Long closeout, weight to the right foot. Casey Wallace gets around. Now the dominoes start. The Lakers defense are in the blender. Ball goes out to Caruso. He knocks down the 3 in the corner there. So you see 2 corner threes coming off of 2 guys on the ball with SGA. Now in transition, just a split second, head down behind the basketball, and then the ball comes out to Mitchell, and that gap here, maybe DeAndre gets back a little quicker, but now Rui's the low guy. He should be on the move to the backside of the defense. He's a little late, worried about Holmgren. A.J. Mitchell right down the lane to the front of the rim, and then again, 2 guys on the MVP. That's the choice you make. Ball comes out to Caruso, but now he's used to what the Lakers are doing. So Luke Kennard tries to play between 2 guys, Mitchell and Alex Caruso. He splits the defense. Now he sees 2 Lakers here. Guess who's open? Another corner 3 that started with putting 2 guys on the ball on SGA initially. And so that's what you kind of decide to give up when you put 2 guys on the ball. And the OKC, they have a roster that not only do they make the right plays coming out of those situations, but they're also converting those open threes and open shots when they get those chances.
I know it's just a handful of plays, but it's a great breakdown, Big Game, and it shows you like how the Lakers are defending SGA. But as Fish mentioned, the dominoes fall. Just all, you know, every little like misstep, or whether you don't get back in time, or you take one wrong, step, or you don't close out fast enough, they make you pay. Ball movement.
Yeah, Oklahoma, you see how talented they are. You know how quick and strong and how fast they are. But one thing you don't talk a lot about is the intellect of like each player. Like Fish just showed, you might get away with one, round of good defense on one play, but then Caruso, he picked up on that. Then he split the defense. That's nothing but intellect and patience, and just looking at film and kind of knowing what your options are. That makes them even tougher, Geeter. They're talented, they play well, they're also a very intelligent basketball team, and they make you pay for not mistakes, but they make you pay for little adjustments that you make, and they're able to pick them up and benefit off of it.
It's a tough team to play against. It really is. I mean, those are offensive, high IQ basketball plays that then they blend with elite high basketball IQ defensive plays. And so when a team is this balanced, you can't make some of the mistakes that the Lakers have made thus far in 2 games. And that's just the margin for error is much smaller when you're playing against the best.
Speaking of that balance, here it is, A.J. Mitchell and Jared McCain, just 2 of the guys. Now you're talking about the 6th man most of the year in A.J. Mitchell, and Jared McCain, who came over in a trade and was the 12th man for a moment. And this is the production they're giving you: 48 points in game 2, 14 of 23 from the field, and 4 threes for Jared McCain to add 8 assists for A.J. Mitchell. 6 assists, excuse me. All right, Austin Reaves and the Lakers are heading home. Welcome back. Here's Austin Reaves with Mike Trudell.
Austin, what did you think was the ultimate difference in the game?
Third quarter. I don't know.
The kind of end of the third quarter run?
22 to 36 in the third quarter without Shea on the floor. I think that was the game.
JJ talked about maybe trying to get back to the points of emphasis against Houston, and not just the turnovers, but in the rebounding. You felt like some of those offensive rebounds, even though there weren't a ton, were impactful. Did you see that on the floor as well?
Yeah, I mean, we had 20 turnovers for 28 points. 26, 21 turnovers for 20 turnovers for 28 points. It's hard to win games like that.
We don't see you that visibly frustrated with officials that often. You had 2 pretty extended interactions today. What had you so frustrated?
I felt like I was respectful to all of them all night. I mean, there's a million times in the past I've said way worse stuff. And when we were doing the whole tip ball, when they were switching spots, I wanted to get on the other side because they had a guy on the other side who was just trying to keep an advantage. And he turned around and just yelled in my face. I just thought it was disrespectful. The whole time that was going on over there, I don't think he said much to them. I think he stepped in and said something. But at the end of the day, we're grown men, and I just didn't feel like he needed to yell in my face like that. I told him that. I wasn't disrespectful. I told him if I did that to him first, I would have got a tech. I feel like the only reason I didn't get a tech is because I knew he was in the wrong. So, I felt disrespected.
JJ talked before the series just about the amount of physicality they play with, the whistle that they get. How have you guys handled their physicality through 2 games? What do you think you can do better?
Yeah, it just starts with turnovers. I think you're not going to be perfect. You're going to have turnovers. Just trying to eliminate the live ball turnovers where they get easy, fast break layups or threes or dunks. Try to limit those, and they're going to grab and hold. I think they're top 5 in basically all defensive stats and 23rd or 24th in fouls called on them per game. So they do a really, really good job of not fouling. And they get a lot of deflections, steals, stuff like that. So you just got to clean that up.
How did your legs feel today?
Last question.
Great.
Were there any areas of the court that you were looked to on film or looked to get to that just allowed you to kind of get your rhythm? And where did you feel like that built throughout the night?
Nah, just play basketball.
All right, let's talk a little Austin Reaves. He was explaining what he was talking to those referees about. Thought it was disrespectful. Let's talk about his bounce-back game. 31 points, 10 of 16, much more efficient. 3 for 6 from 3, got to the free throw line 10 times. I mean, that's what you want from Austin. The 5 turnovers, of course. He talked about the team as a whole turning the ball over too much. But that's a huge difference, James, between games 1 and 2. What'd you see?
Yeah, I get it. I'm not surprised, but I'm that he's just now getting his groove back. Remember, he was out for a while. And, he came back as Fish stated against the tough Houston Rockets. It's going to be tough to kind of just jump back into it. But he gradually has been able to find his rhythm and his game again. So I look for him to come back in game 3. He's a little pissed off right now. And I look for him to really, play the kind of ball that we're accustomed to offensively. Obviously, the Lakers have a lot to answer for as far as turning the ball over and defense. But I think Austin is able to find his game and his aggressiveness. And I don't know if he got to the line as much as we'd like to see him. But, yeah, I think he's definitely, on his way to getting back to what we're accustomed to seeing him doing.
And one of the adjustments that the Lakers made in order to try to accelerate Austin getting his rhythm back was a lot more touch action tonight, meaning instead of Austin trying to create pick and rolls off the dribble by himself, there were a lot of situations where he passed the ball to a teammate and then he followed it, chased it, got it back off of a touch pass, and that got him going like downhill momentum, force towards the paint.
A little bit of space.
A little bit more space, but also the defender can't be as physical when you don't have the basketball because you have those freedom of movement rules. So if I pass it to you real quick and then I chase it and get it back, the defender can't get into my space as much as if I try to dribble off of your screen. And so the Lakers ran a lot of actions tonight where he gave the ball up, he moved, he set a screen, and then he chased and got the ball back. And that really helped him to get 2 feet into the paint more often.
All right, guys, the Thunder had 6 players in double figures, including 20. All right, let's check out the series calendar. It shifts to L.A. on Saturday and Monday for games 3 and 4. Luke Kennard with Mike Trudell. It was nice to see him hit a couple threes after going cold after that hot start in the Houston series, and nice to get him loose a little bit. I'd like to see a little more volume, though, I'm sure. But things have changed now that Austin is back, right, in terms of the usage and the role.
Yeah, I mean, I think 4 field goal attempts in game 1, 5 field goal attempts tonight. But in the minutes, 29 minutes played in game 1, 26 minutes tonight. I just think for the best three-point shooter in the league and probably just the best shooter on the team, Rui's shooting the ball better than everybody in the world right now, but like just trying to figure out a way to get more volume. But honestly, that just starts with not turning the ball over so much. I mean, 17 turnovers in game one, 21 tonight. That's 38 times the Lakers didn't even get a field goal attempt. So if you just do that math alone, there's probably 4 or 5 more shots just in that for Luke Kennard. Another couple looks for Rui, getting DeAndre a few more attempts at the rim. So a lot of it in terms of taking care of the basketball will remedy the volume for Luke Kennard and other players.
Yeah, possession of the basketball is critical. I think JJ is trying to look for a remedy. I don't know. I didn't really see it, but a way to get him open, a back pick, put him in a different position on the perimeter, whereas when Reaves, drives or kicks, or LeBron, the defense, put him in a different place so he can drop to the level of the pass, get better shots. He moves well without the basketball, so that's something that the coaches will have to figure out to get him. I'd like to see him get 10, 11 shots a game. For me, for that type of volume shooter, for that percentage shooter, would be a threat.
You know how when you're trying to leave the house and you feel like you're in a rush?
Yes.
And you got to go back and get your keys? And then you're in a rush and you forgot your coffee mug? And
too fast.
So when you play against the Oklahoma City defense, it's that feeling all the time, like I'm in a rush.
And they talked about in the broadcast, too, you're sped up.
Yeah, and the mistakes kind of then compound. And so just being able to slow it down, composure, poise at home, figure it out.
All right, a frustrating loss for the Lakers tonight, and afterwards, Austin